Guys, it's Suzanne Franco with SuzanneFranco.com, and today I'm going to do a video on keyword research as we're kind of making our way through the search engine optimization training. Keyword research is super important before you can do any of your search engine optimization. Now, there's several different ways to do keyword research, so I'm going to probably do a series of a few different videos. We'll start with today's. Using a free tool, doing some manual comparisons of the keywords, and I'm just going to kind of go ahead and jump right in here. I'm on the Google AdWords keyword tool, and I'll put a link in the post to this. If you're out on one of the video sharing sites, come on over to SuzanneFranco.com and join in on the training, or go ahead and look in the description, and I'll put a link to the tool as well. And what I'm going to be showing you today is I kind of call something, when I'm doing my keyword research, I call this the sweet spot. I'm trying to find the sweet spot. So for the terms I'm looking at, I'm trying to find the term that has the most traffic with the least amount of competition. Now, to save on time, I went ahead and made up this this notepad. And one of the businesses we have, we manufacture wakeboard equipment. So for today, I'm just going to go ahead and show you a typical workday for me. Is I would take these terms, everything about wakeboard racks, for instance, and I'm going to paste them in here. And if you take a look, if you want to slow that video down there, and you can see the different terms, I kind of break up the words. I add discount for sale. I look for all the buying terms of somebody who might actually be out looking for those terms, and I'm not going to get into that this time. I want you to go ahead and study that notepad if you want to stop the screen there. Okay, now when we get into the tool here, we're going to go ahead and look at a couple things. Sometimes I'll use this only show ideas closely related to my terms, and sometimes I leave it broad. Before we can do anything, we have to solve this CAPTCHA, or whatever it's called. Anyway, so let's get that started. Okay, now one of the first things I always do, and it's just a habit of mine, but when I work in this tool, I go down here and I tell it to pull up 100 instead of, mine comes up at 50. And I just like to do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through each one of these terms, and I'm going to pause the recording because I just don't want you guys to sit here while I'm doing this. But I go and I look for the terms that are a match: kneeboard rack, wake surf rack, and you can see some of the ones I put in here, they didn't yield any searches. And what we're looking at, just real quick, is this competition is actually what you use if you're going to buy Google AdWords, and we're not doing that, so I ignore that column. And then between global and local searches, I always look at the global just because we are actually dealing worldwide with this particular product. So there's some really good tutorials that get into the nitty-gritty of this tool, and so you might want to do that. But for now, I'm going straight more to how to basically use it, and then how to compare each of the terms it spits out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video because I'm going to scan down. None of these had results, and I'm going to get back to, okay, swivel wakeboard racks. I would check that one. You get the idea. So I'm going to go down each one, look at the terms, because it would have brought back terms that aren't necessarily what I'm looking for, like wakeboard towers. I'm not working on that today. Okay, so I'm going to pause, and I will be right back. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've checked all of those, so I'm going to show you what I would typically do next, and that is that I'm going to go ahead and download this. So we're going to go right here, and instead of all 100, I'm just going to download the 10 that I've selected that were words that actually had searches. I'm going to save to a CSV file, and I'm going to hit download. Asking me if I want to save. I do. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this up. Okay, now over here, if you'll double click by this A, it'll open that up so you can read this. Now, when I get this, it's kind of overwhelming. You see that. I don't use all of these. So competition, again, I'm not going to use that because I'm not doing this for AdWords. And I'll go ahead and expand that. And again, really for me, I'm only looking at the keywords and these global monthly searches. For you, it might be local. So I'm going to copy paste those, and then let me show you this spreadsheet that I use. And I will actually figure out a way to let you download this spreadsheet, or you can email me through the contact page if you don't see it and I didn't figure out how to do that. Let me paste those in here. And so now you can see these are the results. Now, one of the first things I do is I like to come here, and I don't know if you're very familiar with Excel, but I like to sort this data in what I call it upside down or backwards, so that the top search results come up at the top. Now, just so you don't instantly assume, lots of times what people do is they go in, they look at all the keywords, and they go, oh my gosh, there's my keyword, wakeboard racks. That may very well be, but we don't know that yet, okay? Because again, we're looking for that sweet spot. So I'm looking for not only the term with the most results, but I'm looking for the term with the least amount of competition. Now, what everybody's idea of competition is going to be different. I have my own formula that I work within, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you. There are so many different ways to do this, so I suggest you look, all over the place and find a lot of different ways that people are doing this, and then pick the one that seems to work well for you. And after years of doing this, this is just what has worked for me, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Google. And what I do is I usually just kind of, to give myself an idea, I take this term, so I'm going to copy paste this. I go to Google, and I actually search this term, and I put quotation marks in it around it, and then I tell it to go search. Now, you'll see that wakeboard racks yields about 199,000 results. Now, for me, let me go ahead and get rid of this when we're done with it. For me, 199,000 results, I don't consider that my competition, and let me explain why. If we go, sorry, I have all this open, guys. Okay, if we go look here, we're going to, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to click this. I didn't notice this right away. Showing results for wakeboard racks instead of wakeboard racks. So it's really important for me to actually re-click that. I'm sorry. We have 281,000 results. And again, it's trying to force me into this. And you'll see that because it thinks it's a typo. But quite honestly, a lot of people do the word both ways. So I like to search it both ways. Now, that's pretty good news because there we are, bullet lines right there, so that's pretty good, huh? Anyway, what I wanted to show you is what this is doing is it's looking for this term in the order that it feels it's relevant for wakeboard racks. And the way Google determines what's relevant is a lot of different ways, okay? It could be the length of the domain name, could be how far out I've purchased a domain name, it could be how many backlinks we have coming in, what our PR is, okay? But it also takes into consideration that it's only going to pull up pages that have these three words in this order. Somewhere on the page it must have those words, okay? So I'm not going to pull up this page and show, oh, there it is right there highlighted for us, I'm sorry. See, and you'll see it in bold every time it finds it. So we've done our job because we've obviously looked at this term before, and we might say wakeboard together in one instance and then wakeboard racks in another because, again, we're looking for that other search. Now here you see it in the title tag, and on this page down here, you see that, again, it's split up. And if we went on and on and on down the page, I'm just trying to give you a feel for it. That's what those results mean. Now, you can see that this main page was not optimized for that, and one reason I can show you that is the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to type in this query called all-in title. All, A-L-L-N-I-N, title, T-I-T-L-E, and then put your parenthesis mark there. Okay, now, or your colon, I'm sorry. Excuse me. All right, now Google went ahead and did the research for that because remember it's instantaneous now. Now as we scroll down this page, you're going to start out seeing places where they've actually optimized for that term, wakeboard racks, in that order with the word split up like that. And the reason I know that is they've optimized it because it's in their title tag. And as we get into SEO, you're going to see that title tag is a very, very important tag in your search engine optimization. Okay, so this term resulted in 328 results. So I'm going to go back over here, and that was my all in title with quotations, guys. Okay, I jumped over on that one. And if you want, you can go ahead. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. This is the other one I have on the spreadsheet. Sometimes I truthfully just go right to there because I truly believe that's, for me, that's my competition. But let's go ahead and look, and that's 979 results. And the only difference here, when you take those quotation marks off, I mean it's still looking for these three words in the title, but they don't have to be in that order. So I'm going to show you an example of that. Now this one doesn't count because it's pink, if you can see that on the screen, so it's a paid ad. It doesn't count really, but here you can see they're still in order. But if you jump down to ours again, bullet lines here, you'll see that racks, wake, board, they're not in that order, but in our title tag, we have still optimized for that term, but just not in that order, okay? So we had 979, I could go back and I could fill in here. Now, I'm going to pause the video because I'm going to go do a few more of these just so that we can compare, and I don't want to have you on hold while I'm doing that. So let me go back, go ahead and pause the video again, and I will be back in just a moment. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and did all these results and got them here in the spreadsheet for you. So now we can go ahead and see, let's just analyze them real quick. Again, a couple points to keep in mind. One is Google sees wakeboard racks very differently than they see wakeboard racks. You can tell by the number of searches, interesting, that it's spelled incorrectly gets more results, that's fine with me, and that it has a lot less competition. So I would go down each one of these and I would just get a feel. Now, of course, I've developed my own formula over the years, and you're going to need to kind of come up with your own because each niche really is different. So when I work online, I can't give you hard, fast rules to go by because it's different for each niche. Okay. Again, if I'm working in a tiny market or a local, I'm helping a local dentist, these numbers are going to be tiny, okay, compared to something that's, you know, available not only nationwide but worldwide. Okay, so what I do is I go through each one. Now I do look, for me, I try to find something here that has at least 1,000 searches a month. If it's going to be like a main keyword phrase, say for the page. But if I'm just doing a blog post, guys, or an article, or I'm putting up a video, then these others work just great. I could do a great little video on swivel wakeboard racks. Gets 110 searches a month. I know very confidently, in fact, I probably already am number one. I'm not going to go back and show you, but as I was doing this keyword research, I was pretty proud and amazed at how many of these we came up in the top, either videos or articles or blog posts that I've done. So obviously I've worked this term quite a bit over, you know, the last few years, but that's what I want you to be doing. You know, take your niche and attack it from the top and work your way down and really own all of your terms and figure out what you need to do. You can see that with this kind of competition, 4830, 6140, these are tougher to get, but they're not impossible. We own some of these terms as well. And again, for these little ones, it's pretty simple. I'm here to help in any way I can. Look at these numbers as you go. Try and find the smallest competition possible for your largest search. When I optimize a page, I do either 1 or 2 keyword phrases, and we'll get into that more as I do your search engine optimization. But save this spreadsheet for each niche that you have, and then you can use these tabs down here. So even if it's all wakeboard, this could be wakeboard racks, this could be wakeboard towers, wakeboard speakers, tower speakers, whatever, and that way you can just keep working those and sort them, and you could color code them and say, okay, these are the terms that I've already done or that I'm ranked in, all that good stuff. Okay, so thanks for following along. I hope it was helpful. What I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to provoke a lot of questions here. So please go into the comment section, ask your questions, and sometimes you guys email me, and that's fine, but if you could ask the questions as generically as possible in the comments area, that way I can reply, and everyone else who has commented that subscribed can see the answers that I'm giving, and I can help. If there are a lot and enough comments, guys, I'll do a follow-up video and we can dig into it a little bit deeper. But watch for a couple more videos coming down with some of the other tools I use, because you can see this was tedious. This takes a while. I actually have tools I use that automate this process, and it hand picks the terms for me. It rates them excellent, good, fair, poor, and you can imagine how amazingly quick that is, and it takes all this work out of keyword research for me, so watch for that too. All right, I'm signing off for now. Suzanne Franco at SuzanneFranco.com. If you're out on the video sharing site, please come over and follow along. Rate, comment, share the video. Feel free to share this video out on your blog, and let me know what questions you have. Thanks.